Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell, and like this video. That helps me to keep making videos. And I would appreciate it majorly. So I'm gonna take on another project, put up some wire shelving, just two basic ones. And I have some extra materials here from the demolition that are left over. And I'd like to use them up, and I need some shelving in these kind of small other closets. The other dudes are shopping for two different projects right now, and so the wire shelving, I'm going to try to do this. This is not a difficult thing to do, but I just want it to be proper. And so I already have some spares, but they're not long enough. I need 50 inches. I want to be able to have end brackets for both sides so that it's sturdy. These things can definitely, if there's a free end that's just left hanging and is only being held up by a support, they have a tendency to get ripped out of the wall by tenants, and stuff like that. So, I'm going to have these anyways, but I want to go from one end of the wall, to the other end of the wall and be supported by end brackets, which I will get at least one of. I have two at home, or three at home, and I want to put up two in the two closets. So I need two 8-foot sections, which is this right there, and that's what I'm doing. The rest I have hardware left over from the demo that's still good that I'm going to use, and that should be it for the wire shelving in the closets. Let me show you the various pieces that I'm going to use to put up a shelf. I've repaired other shelves, so I haven't put one up from scratch. And I'm using old pieces that I took down from this home and from the condos. These normally actually have a thing jetting out from the back of them, like this, okay? And you usually nail like one of these type nails in there that kind of pops it in. I don't really like that, and I prefer to use an anchor. I've cut those off of there, and I've done this before in other properties where I was just doing repairs and cut that off of there, and then I'll use, an actual anchor and a screw. I prefer that, just because when you hammer this in, it's not really snug in there. It stays there, but eventually it makes a hole too big for the anchor because of the wiggle room, and it pops out. So, but I prefer just the anchors that you screw in, which is a number 10 screw, which would be another number 8 anchor, I believe. That's correct. Basically, these are all the white ones. This is a number 8 screw with a number 6 anchor, and this is a number 12 screw with a number 10 anchor. So I'm using the 10 screw, a number 10, 1.5 inches. It seems like a little excessive, like it's a little long, but that's too short. It really is, and it almost pops out of the hole, not so much exactly here, but in the supports, the other supports that these things here, and I'll use the same anchors for this as well. So, I'm going to cut this. This is probably, the most difficult part of it. It's not that tough to cut. You'll use a hacksaw, but it actually is difficult to cut, though. It's just, it's a pretty easy thing to measure it out and cut it. But I don't know, if you cut it wrong, you cut it too short, you're screwed, because you can't redo it, and now you have to go and buy another 8-foot piece. But you'd be surprised how difficult it is to cut through that. I've cut it before doing repairs at another property, and it's hacksaws are super powerful. Normally they'll cut right through things pretty easily, but it's pretty tough, And I have my holes marked for this dude. So like I told you before, I'm using anchors and screws. I know I'm going to use a 1/4 inch drill bit and go ahead and do it. This is 12 inches out from here because that's how big the shelf is. Same thing over there, and that's about the exact height where the wall meets this ceiling that's going up at, I guess, a 45-degree angle. So let me do it, and I'm very hopeful that I, marked it properly. Right. I always feel like 1/4 inch is big for these blue anchors, which is for the 10 screw, which would be the number 8 anchor, but that's what it calls for. And, that's actually proper. It just squeezes in there very tightly. In fact, I didn't even get it all the way in. I got to kind of tap it in with a hammer maybe if I need to. Just push harder. There we go. I'll do the other side, and hopefully, I'm not going to finish this tonight. I want to get these both on there and see if it fits in there pretty nicely, and then mark the wall and finish it up tomorrow. Let me do some more. I got one side on already. I'll put it on the other side. I will say the 10, it's all up to you. You'll probably use the existing hardware, the nail type thing that you just pound in. And, I'm just doing this my way. But the 10 definitely does seem like it's a little bit of an overkill and a little bit big. But the 8, with the wide anchor, which would be, I guess, the 6 anchor, it's just not enough. I've been through this before. When I think I tried that, and it just was too short. Didn't get past, this gap here and stuff, and just didn't go into the wall far enough for my liking. But I will definitely. The 10 seems like it's a little bit overkill, but the other one's just too small. Darn it. Good anchors are, they're not like drilling in the wood, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. Let's see how this works out. I gotta make that level and all, but really that's pretty darn good. It doesn't even have to be perfect level, but it's right up against the wall flush already. I'm in good shape. I'm gonna probably finish this up tomorrow, mark that with a pencil, get a level and make sure it's level, mark it with a pencil and stop there. I am back. I'm trying to finish this wire shelving assembly installation, and I've made a number of mistakes through the process, but this is my first time doing this, and I'm just no expert at these things, but I'm getting better, and hopefully you won't make the same mistakes. So I'll show you the mistakes I made. Mistake number 1 was the shelf is going to line up. I'm installing these anchors that are supports that run into the wall. And they should be at about 1 every foot or so, and the shelf is obviously going to rest inside of that channel there. But I had put my shelf up here and made sure it was level and marked where I needed to put my anchors, and the shelf is going to line up right there. But that's where I drilled my hole originally, not realizing that the screw actually is raised up, up in this position. So I had to redo it. I had to spackle or put drywall mud, joint compound in all those holes and dry it. I did it a little quicker with a dryer and paint it and stuff. So another mistake that I've made is if you find yourself slipping off of the screw, and you do have to be careful when you drill these in, because if you slip off with your drill, you ram right into the drywall and put another defect into the drywall that needs to be touched up again. But if you find yourself doing that a lot, that usually means you need a new drill bit, which is what I needed. And I did that like twice. So, well, in the process though, I realized there's a board behind this wall, and I don't know if it's just this is a wooden house, if it's actually just like sort of like a 1x4 going this way, or if it's an actual 2x4. I think it's a 2x4, so I don't need anchors. And I'm going to go ahead and put on supports in a second. I've already done the other shelf while I try to remedy my mistakes and wait for things to dry. And over in that room, I decided to put 2 of these on. And it doesn't need 2, it only needs 1. The instructions call for one of these supports arms every 36 inches for a run, typically in a longer or bigger closet. I probably don't even need any of them. I could get away with it, but I want something so that it's strong in case tenants put heavy things on here or stack things, whatever. And I do really want this to go into the stud. In the other room, I had difficulty finding the studs. You know, I use this. It's a stud finder. It's even the more expensive one by a few bucks. But a lot of times this does not always work. I tell you, you are, detecting something else behind the wall that's not the stud, or the stud is actually a little bit separated from the drywall so it doesn't pick it up. It just takes some expertise that I don't normally have. A lot of times a real carpenter can tap his way to find the stud without the machine, or just finding a screw. I think I have 2 here. I found them over there. That side's done, and I've repaired the holes that I made that were errors. So I'll have to try. I won't be able to try this until I put my shelf up there, though. Let me finish putting these on and go through it. Hopefully that made sense. All that. That's 3 minutes. All right, I am complete. This is done. These 2 supports are kind of off-center, but I wanted them to be in studs, as I explained, and it's all done. The other closet's done as well. It's pretty decent. I really wanted something in these closets. I don't think I'm going to put one on that side where there's not enough room. I got to deal with that too. I doubt it. I think I'm going to be happy with that. But I wanted to have at least something in there. I mean, they're more or less like storage closets anyways. I guess you could put dressers in here too. So that's done as well. And those supports are a little better centered, but that's where the studs are. So that's it, man. That is it. Another project complete. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.